Can you tell me about like your interaction with
Yes.
Lamar, or like how it started or whatever?
Yeah, so I was on set with Bad Monkey. He's like, you know, if I'm gonna pull you over, and he's like flirting, like acting like it's a joke.
Honestly, I think it's Stalking. It's just gonna come do the transport, and then it's just warrant service.
What legal threshold separates a lawful database query from a federal crime? This case provides a documented, on-the-record answer.
Today is, I'm a supervisor of a detective unit. I operate down south. I recently have been investigating one of our deputies for some misconduct, and I'm wondering if you know about this, or you know what I'm talking about?
No, I just want Lamar.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I know like what happened to me.
Can you tell me about like your interaction with
Yes.
Lamar, or like how it started or whatever?
Yeah, so I was on set with Bad Monkey pretty much all of February, but the very first day, which was February 3rd, they had us shuttled over to the first scene, and as soon as I get off the bus, it was like immediately, it was, oh my God, why didn't nobody tell me we were bringing models to set? Just being very loud. And
Lamar was.
Lamar.
Okay.
And I pinpoint him immediately, and I'm like, this is so uncomfortable.
Yeah.
It's not how I want my first to be. Like, it's not what I wanted to be.
And this was right when you got off the bus?
As soon as I was walking off the shuttle.
Okay.
Yeah. So then our stand-ins go to where the scene is happening, and they're walking us through it. And he comes up to me, and he's like, hey, I apologize if I made you feel uncomfortable or disrespected you or anything. And I'm like, oh no, you're fine. And he was like, what's your name? And I was like, and he was like, do you live here in town in Key West? Are you with the LA crew? And I'm like, I live in Marathon. Me and my boyfriend lived here a couple of years ago. And then he was like, oh, cool. So you live here in Marathon? I'm like, yeah. And then they asked us second team to go in. So then we went in. And then as soon as we went back out, and I was by myself again, he came back up to me. He's like, hey, do you have like social media or anything? And I'm like, I noticed the ring on his finger, but then again, I'm like, is he a real cop or is he a fake cop? Right. And I'm like, yeah, I do. And he's like, pulls out his phone, and I'm not mean enough to be like, leave me alone.
Right.
So he like pulls out his phone, and he's like, what is it? And I was like, my name. And I was kind of starting to be standoffish because I could tell what his demeanor was and like how his point, like I could tell what he was going after. And so then I'm like, and he pulls me up, and then he's like, oh, you're popular. And I'm like, huh. And he came up to me again, and he was like, I'm going to pull you over. And I'm like, no, you're not. And he was like, I'm going to find you and I'm going to pull you over. And he's like flirting, like acting like it's a joke. And I'm like, no, you're not. And I was like, my boyfriend would not be happy. I wouldn't recommend that. So then on February 20th, the last day that like Bad Monkey and everybody was on set. And I was a little past Big Pine. And all of a sudden I'm driving and there's like steady traffic, like nothing too bad, and I see this cop on the side here, and he cuts off the truck behind me, and I'm like, and immediately I'm like, this is him, like I know it's him, and I can see him in my like rear view mirror, and I'm like, he better not pull me over, and he pulled me over, and then he came up to my passenger window, and I had my window rolled down, I'm like, I knew it was you, and I'm like, does all my information pop up on your screen? I was like, how did you know it was me? He's like, I told you I'd find you and pull you over. And then he was like, and I was hoping your boyfriend was in the car so I could pull him out and give him a hard time.
So when he pulled you over, did he state the reason for pulling you over?
No.
Did he ask for any information?
No.
Driver's license, like a normal driver's time?
No.
You know.
Nothing.
And he was just... So I know what you're talking about, right? It looks like the interaction was approximately 4 minutes long. So in that 4 minutes, he was what was he saying? Like, what was he?
He was just laughing, and I'm pretty positive he brought his dancing again, and he said that, see, I told you I'd find you.
All right. So, I'm sure this is kind of sudden. You're working, right? Just pulling me off the road, pulling into here. So the reason we're pulling you in today is for a criminal investigation. Okay. So before I go any further at all, I'm going to read your Miranda rights. I know you know them, right? But we all know the drill. So before we ask you any questions, you must understand your rights. You have a right to remain silent. Anything you say can be used against you in court. You have a right to talk to a lawyer for advice before we ask you any questions. You have a right to have a lawyer with you during questioning. If you cannot afford a lawyer, one will be appointed for you before questioning if you wish. If you decide to answer questions now without a lawyer present, you do have the right to stop at any time. Do you understand each of these rights?
Yeah.
With these rights in mind, do you want to talk to me today?
Yeah.
Okay. So our criminal investigation is regarding you and some database stuff, right? Do you have an idea what this is about?
I think so.
Okay. Well, what do you think this is about?
I know I've stopped people, did some, investigation and kind of looked like on David, but then that's it.
Okay. Who do you look at David for?
For warrants.
Okay. I mean, I'm not talking in our law enforcement capacity, right?
Yeah.
This goes a little bit beyond that. Okay. So it's my understanding, based on what we've seen, are you aware of somebody named?
Yes.
Okay. How do you know who she is?
I've talked to her.
What does that mean?
At the detail.
Add the detail?
Yeah.
Okay. Can you, describe what you mean? Like, tell me what you mean you talked to her.
Okay, well, it was kind of like a thing where she gave me her name. We were kind of teasing.
Mm-hmm. Kind of like hitting on her, like
it was kind of like one of those things.
flirting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, that's you're allowed to flirt, right?
Yeah.
So you met her on a detail.
Mm-hmm.
What detail?
That monkey.
Okay. And after you met her, like, what happened after that?
She was like giving me hints of like, hey, it's like good luck, fight me, whatever. It's like, I was just saying like, I will, something like that, and I get run her name on M&I, and kind of went from there.
Okay. Like when you said she was saying good luck finding you, was that in like text or like?
In person.
It was in person?
Yeah.
Okay, so that was all in the detail. You kind of were flirting
Yeah.
and going back and forth. At any point, did you guys exchange numbers or anything?
No, I just got her Instagram.
Oh, you got her Insta?
Yeah.
Did you hit her up on Insta at all?
Yeah.
Okay. What was that exchange like?
Just, hey, like, it was nice to meet you, and
Just sliding in your DMs?
yeah.
Again, I'm not a moral police,
Yeah.
right? So was she communicating back and everything on Insta?
No.
Okay.
No. I just said one thing and kind of just like went back off because, I don't know, I was, oh God, I'm married, so it's just like,
I get it, man. I get it.
yeah.
As far as I'm concerned, this stays with us, right? Beyond this room, I don't have much control, but
Yeah.
I have no place to tell anyone about anything else, right?
Mm-hmm.
So back to her. Okay, so you met her,
Yep.
you got her Insta, followed her a little bit.
Yeah.
Did you run her, David?
Yes.
Okay. Why did you run her, David?
For some reason, I didn't need to, but I don't know. I knew right when I did that, I was like, fuck, what did I do? So I kind of went back, because I said I was able to find her on,
On Insta?
yeah.
Okay.
Well, I mean, I got her Insta that day,
Yeah.
but I'm just saying, like, I was just teasing her. I was gonna find her, and
So you ran her name and David?
yeah, I
What-
guess.
was
Well,
it-
I mean, like, if I did an M&I first,
Okay, so you ran her M&I
Yeah.
to see if she had an M&I. Did she? Did you find any info on M&I?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
And then did you use whatever you found in M&I to run her and David?
yeah.
Okay. What'd you run in David? Like, was her name, her...
Yeah, I
DL?
think it was like her DL.
Okay.
That's it.
And it was just to kind of...
Yeah.
There was no legal reason to do it? Okay. Did you run that name maybe more than once to David?
I don't know how many times.
Okay.
I think it was once that I recall.
Okay. Did anything else happen with this female? With your involvement?
No,
Any databases?
nothing else.
Nothing else?
Nothing else.
Okay. Did you pull her over?
I did.
Okay. When was that?
I don't remember.
I can't remember. Was it recent?
I think like last week.
Okay.
I don't know. It's like a couple weeks ago.
When you pulled her over, did you know it was her?
Yes.
Okay. Did you have a legal reason to pull her over?
No.
Okay. So on the 19th, when you pulled her over, there was no legal reason for the stop. Did you call out the stop on the radio?
I tried, but I had no reception. But at that point, I was just gonna say hi, got you, and we were laughing, and that's kind of it.
Okay. But you didn't put in a cat or anything for
No.
it? Okay. Did you create a hot list with her tag?
Yes.
Okay. Is that how you knew she was driving south that day? That's why you passed multiple cars. It looks like your camera went on about 3 times prior to getting behind her.
Yeah.
So you're pursuing her in an effort to just stop her and say, hey.
Yeah, that's stupid.
Alright. Did you have any legal reason to put her in the hot list? She's suspected of anything?
No.
Have you guys communicated since that traffic stop?
No, I think that was it. I just wanted to do that, and I think no, but that's the last time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you misused any databases any other times that I have not brought up?
No.
Has there been any other individuals that you've looked up in David or anything?
No. It's for other cases. I know I've used that for the hot list as well, but that's the only one that I.
But both the hot list, David,
Yeah.
and CIC,
Mhm.
you've used for people with warrants, or you're trying to find somebody for a legal reason, right?
Yeah, but she's
But with her, it was just to kind of holler at her.
yeah. I know, stupid. She was like a She,
Well, tell me about it, man. What do you mean?
well, I mean, I thought she was like a model from the acting, because they brought cast on at the Bad Monkey, and I was like, I want to go say hi, and I did, and then it was just like, are you a model? And I got so fan. She's like, no, we're local, and we got into this thing, and then she brought her name. I was like, oh, I was like, you should follow me. He's like, what are you, Insta, thing? I was like, the following, and she does. She lives at Marathon.
Is she Insta famous or something?
Yeah.
Okay. That's what she does?
Yeah, she's a good model.
Okay. And you guys have never corresponded, otherwise,
No.
other than you holler at her and...
Yeah, that's
Okay.
it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you run either her vehicle or her driver's license or name through FNCIC at all?
Like your in-car?
I think so. I feel like it was either her car.
Her car?
Yeah.
Like your tag,
Yeah.
which you got from David?
I think so. It was either the car or the DL, I think.
When did you put the hot list in?
That was beginning of February.
Okay, so it was right after you
It was the first. Yeah, it was February 3rd. Yeah,
you put her in the LPR?
I think maybe a couple days after. I don't remember. But it
Like
was,
right after you met her?
Yeah.
And then, have you not got any hits, or she didn't?
It was just timing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you know that running her in David was illegal?
Yeah.
What was your goal with all this? Like, what have you?
I don't know. I thought I don't know. I think just meeting someone like that, you know, and kind of getting the high from it, and you know, she was leading on, and it was just one of those things where I don't know. She was kind of pushing that.
Alright. Alright, so for us, Lamar, I'm doing a criminal investigation, as we already talked about, right? So what I'm going to do is continue to investigate this, okay? Once I'm done with my investigation, per like we usually do, run it by the state attorney, you know, at that point we'll decide there may be a warrant for your arrest in the future, there may not be. I have no reason to lie to you. I have no reason to be untruthful with you or anything. If that occurs, I will be in contact with you, right?
Okay.
So at this point, you're going to be free to go from the criminal side of things, okay? And I'll be in touch. Either way it rolls out, I'm going to let you know, okay? Because I don't want you thinking, oh shit, you know, something's happening, or if nothing's happening, I will let you know that, okay?
Okay.
Do you have any questions for me?
I just apologize for you guys to have to do this, you know.
Okay.
I'm saying, I mean, it's a tough month, and it's all shiny thing, and teasing, and all that, and I knew that when I put that, I'm like, fuck. And that's why I stopped right after, and nothing else.
I watched this before.
Alright. You want me to talk to her?
Who's all coming?
Honestly, I think it's Stalking. It's just going to come do the transport, and then it's just a warrant service. I'll talk to your wife before you get in the car. You gotta talk to her. Just stay on the side up here, please.
Alright. I'm working on it right now.
Yeah, that's what we're trying to give him time to talk to her bondsman to get, you know, bail money and stuff like that.
So will he be there overnight, or?
Gotta think about it.
Is it likely that he'll be or please
I'm not any of those answers. Yeah. After
He has two little kids.
I get it.
I don't know how it works. He has a
Last part. Yeah, I mean, after this, you know, I know you've already contacted the attorney. My advice is have the attorney, you know, get with the state attorney, right? The prosecutor. Okay. And at this point, it's in their hands. It's kind of out of my hands.
I thought that it was fine if they just terminated it.
No, I mean, I told him I was still going to do the investigation. So let him get numbers out of his phone once he gets to jail. He'll call you. He can give the bondsman your number as well. You can help sort stuff for him.
He just didn't have any money to help him.
Give it away from her.
Go give her a hug.
No weapons, knives, anything else?
I can check. I'm just gonna pass it. It should be in the system, right? As long as it's in the system,
Should be
it
all
should
good.
be.
Should be good just for the service. Roman, I'm sorry, man. It is what it is. We're here now, but just remember what I said about this is a speed bump, okay? No, it seems that way right now, but in the scheme of things, you'll get past this, bro.
3 law enforcement databases accessed without legal purpose. 1 license plate surveillance alert. 1 traffic stop. 0 lawful basis. The officer admitted all of it on camera. He also admitted he knew it was illegal. So what exactly did he violate? And what does the law prescribe? This analysis focuses on the federal statutes, state law, binding case law that define each violation and the legal consequences attached to each one. The Driver's Privacy Protection Act, 18 U.S.C. Sections 2000, 721 through 2000, 725, prohibits any use of motor vehicle records for purposes not authorized by statute. David, the Driver and Vehicle Information Database, provides name, address, driver license number, and vehicle registration. Each query requires a legitimate law enforcement purpose. Each unauthorized query is a discrete federal violation. Multiple queries across multiple systems compound criminal exposure and civil liability. Actual damages, punitive damages, attorney fees, Delaware v. Prouse, 1,979. Traffic stop requires at minimum reasonable articulable suspicion of a traffic violation or criminal offense. But personal interest in the driver does not qualify. Terry v. Ohio, 1,968. Brief stops require specific, articulable facts supporting criminal suspicion. Desire to make personal contact with a civilian satisfies no element of this standard. LPR hot list entries are authorized for stolen vehicles, wanted persons, and active investigations only. Adding a civilian's plate to track their movements for personal reasons violates federal law. Carpenter v. United States, 2018. Government use of electronic systems to track physical movements without authorization implicates Fourth Amendment protections. LPR misuse falls within this ruling. The officer stated he knew accessing David was illegal at the moment he executed the query. Knowledge of unlawfulness at time of conduct eliminates any good faith defense entirely. Florida Section 838(22), official misconduct. Public servant using official position to secure a personal benefit. Use of law enforcement systems for personal pursuits satisfies each element. Florida Section 784.48. Stalking, willfully and repeatedly following or harassing another person. Database access. Location tracking. And a forced stop form a documented pattern of harassment. Unlawful traffic stop is a per se Fourth Amendment violation. Under 42 U.S.C. Section 1983. The unconstitutional seizure itself is the actionable civil rights injury. Miranda v. Arizona, 1966. Custodial suspects must be advised of rights before substantive questioning. The waiver was knowing and voluntary. Every subsequent admission is fully admissible. Key lesson. Every database query is logged with the querying officer's credentials, timestamp, and reason code. Law enforcement systems generate their own evidence against misuse. Key lesson. LPR systems independently record which officer created each hot list entry and when. The surveillance trail existed before the victim ever filed a complaint. Key lesson. Informal admissions made before Miranda do not disappear. Investigators use prior statements to structure post-waiver questions that build on what was already said. The DPPA, the Fourth Amendment, and official misconduct statutes apply fully to sworn officers. Badge does not create an exception, it creates a higher standard of accountability. The recording ends with an arrest, but several questions the law must still answer remain open. How many database queries were actually executed? The officer estimated once. The investigators referenced what they found. The full audit log may tell a different story. Is this the only victim? Pattern of misconduct across multiple individuals changes the charging analysis under both federal and state law. The investigation may not be finished. What does the state attorney charge? What does discovery reveal about departmental oversight? What civil remedies does the victim pursue? The record so far raises more questions than it closes.